Hi guys, welcome back. I hope you're all doing well. If it's your first time here, my name is Vanessa Lee. Hello. So yeah, today is just going to be a very chilled, just catching up on those funny little odds and ends that kind of pass you by, like trimming off a dead leaf, you know, that kind of stuff. So, but I do have, oh, itchy nose. I do have a couple of plants that I do want to repot. I have two crawling philodendrons, they're both Gloriosum. But yeah, I'm planning on using this vessel because then they've got like a little bit of space to crawl. So I'm hoping that it's not going to be too long a video, but at the same time it probably will be long because I find it difficult to do the shorter ones. I'm trying, guys, I really am. Let me know actually if you do prefer your videos to be a little shorter. I am trying to get them to 45 minutes. So I'm just going to give myself 3 jobs and a little bit of trimming here and there. So yeah, let's get started. I mean, just this bit alone is probably like, I don't know, half an hour. I'm gonna have to trim this down as well. So I thought before I start on the repot, I'm just gonna do a bit of spot checking here, down here. Let's see, I wanted to trim up, where is that Hoya? Where did it go? Did I move it? Oh, it's up there now. Yeah, I want to trim this guy up because I don't really want it. Actually, I'm gonna have to go around the back, I think. Yeah, so this is yet another Hoya pubicalyx. I've went round my apartment yesterday and I think I counted up about 4. So I've got 1 Hoya pubicalyx up there. That's the mother plant. And I chopped her up and I made plenty of plants from this. Yeah, so I want to keep this one kind of short, like sweet and little. Yeah, I'm really loving how she looks. Like I like this bit and this. So I think I'm going to trim that off. I mean, obviously that's going to end up instigating probably some growth. So yeah, oh sorry. Yeah, just cut that off. And I don't think I want this long piece. So I think I might cut that off. Is that nuts? Or maybe I could just keep, I don't know, no, I think I'm going to cut all of that off. I'm going to cut it back to about here and then hopefully it'll branch out from there. Much better already. Yeah, I like that. That's cute. Right, I'm going to try and put her back, but I'll do that later. Who else? There's someone else who keeps popping out at me that I'm like, let me scan the collection. Who else has been bugging me? Maybe it's in the hallway. I can't think. Oh, it's this guy. That's right. Oh my gosh, check out this Hoya. So this is my Hoya Carnosa Dark Red. And as you can see, she's got 2 leaves, but they're like facing the wall. And she looks just really squashed in that position. I want to trim off some of the leaves. So I think I'm going to take this guy out actually. I'll take this out and then I'll meet you over on the floor. We'll do some repotting. Right, so we are going to be over on this side of the room, the other little garden in my home. And I just wanted to show you where the Gloriosums are currently living. So those are 2, they're in separate pots and I want to put those 2 together. This one here is in soil and you can see there's quite a huge difference between the 2. So I think I'm going to get it out of soil, put it in pond. And then I have another one here and you can see it's got like really prominent white veins. That's a new leaf. I've been waiting for that to unfurl. Yeah, so I might put this one into pond, but we shall see. Okay, let's get on with the job. Okay, so let's put everything out and ready. I'm going to use this mat, which is nice and clean. And here is the Gloriosum that I want to rehouse. And we do have a new leaf on the way, so I mean it's not the ideal time, but it's right at the edge of the pot, and that concerns me. And I mean, I think it's just that I am not good with soil with this particular plant. I'm going to check out the other one. So this one is from the same plant, it's just that I propagated it. And this is looking so much healthier. It's got its brand new leaf. The new leaf was struggling to unfurl, and I did have to help it out a little bit, so I think it's going to have a little bit of damage just there. That wasn't actually caused by me. I'm not taking the blame for that. But look how cute that heart is. Oh, she's beautiful. So if we can get this one to look more like this one, I'll be very happy. Okay, so the idea is, let's just get this out of the soil. And I'm wondering if I should pot it separately at first. I'm not sure. I don't know why I said that 3 times. Maybe it's a bit like Beetlejuice. Okay. I know it's a bit of an odd way of potting this plant, but I just don't want all of that dirt everywhere. Okay, oh, I love that smell. Oh my gosh, the philodendron smell. So good. Right. Yeah, I'm gonna keep that. Right, so, wow, she has got some roots on her. We'll just peel off some of this stuff, because that in pond will get a bit rotty. Hope you can see what's going on. Actually, no, I need to come further back. Yeah, I'm going to take some of this off. That is not going to do me any favours. And then I'll probably just go and give this a bit of a rinse over at the sink. Let's see if I can get off some more of this soil. Now the other part of the Gloriosum, when I took it out of soil and put it in pond, it reacted really nicely. Like, yeah, it just instantly looked, well, not instantly, but it does. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. It's looking much healthier. Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna go and give that. Ooh, just chucked it to one side. What am I like? Okay. So I shall be back in a moment with nice clean roots, but this is the root system that we have. Pretty decent. Right, I'm back. Check out how clean these roots look. I'm really pleased with that. So I do still want to clean it up a little bit. Yeah, I just kind of decided today to just, I don't know, instead of, I mean, I could always find a mission of things to do outside, you know, out there in the wild. But I just decided to use my day off for like a little bit of, you know, self-help. Is that the right term. And just a day of therapy, just keep the whole day for myself. I do plan on going for a walk because I do love, I mean, it's looking really pretty outside. The sun is out, it's very windy, but I quite like that. Sometimes it's nice to get the wind in your hair. So yeah, I'm just kind of like scraping off, sorry, I was a little off camera there. Yeah, so I'm just kind of scraping off anything that's could cause some issues. And I do not want to cut this plant. Yeah, this plant was at one stage in the summer, it was looking amazing. And then, I don't know, oh, that's right, it outgrew its kind of pot thing. I am doing this quite gently because I don't want to cause any like bruising, because then we're going to have rotting and we don't want that. Okay, I think that's probably the best that I can do. It's looking fairly clean. Yeah, she was looking so beautiful, this plant. The leaves were huge. I mean, not huge, but I mean, they, by my standards, they were huge. And then I decided to propagate the plant, like cut it in half and then put the two together, and it hated that. And every time I cut it, the next leaf would brown and wither and croak it. Oh, I can see an active node right there. So that's quite interesting. I wonder if it'll activate. So, okay. Yeah, it just didn't seem to like the way that I chopped it. I did then try doing like small cuts and like, you know, every week, like let it callus and then cut it a bit more. I think they call that notching, but that just didn't work out for me either. Okay, so the idea is to possibly put the two together in, where's the vessel gone? Oh, I've got another one here. In this vessel, like that. Or should I really just start this one off? No, I think I'm just going to go ahead and put them together. I mean, the roots are looking great. This one adapted to the new substrate really easily, and they could look really cute together. It'll be like one plant that I need to take care of as well instead of two. So that works within my favour. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to just, yeah, brave it out and go for it. So I'm going to take this guy out first. Luckily this leaf is unfurled, so I'm not really going to be disrupting it too much. Oh, now I did buy some more of these really chunky lacquer balls. I wonder if I should wash them up. They're in the cupboard though. Oh, I do want them actually. Oh no. Okay, hang on. Put that over there. So, I mean, this part here was a little further, it was under the pond, and I mean, it's looking okay, but I think eventually it might just rot off because it's not feeling squishy at the moment. Let me show you a little closer. But yeah, I had that actually down inside the pond, and you shouldn't really do that. But we do have some roots connected to where the new node had been activated. So, I mean, this is clearly the propagation, and these are the two new leaves. I mean, really it should balance on the top, but I mean, it seems to have been fine. I think as long as I just try and put water just into the reservoir and allow it to draw upwards and keep that top part as dry as possible, we can continue, hopefully. So what I'm going to do with you, I'll just plonk you here for now. I need to go in the cupboard, which is behind me. I'm going to stop the camera for a moment and I'll be right back. So generally there's like a fair amount of dust that comes off of these. I think I might quickly go and give these a rinse. I will be back. Okay, let's do this. Yay! Oh, I'm so pleased I just got some more, because I mean I will wash the ones that this plant had at the bottom of the plant, but it just means I can do that in my leisure whenever I feel like doing it. Yeah, I really hope this is going to be a good move. So I don't think I'm going to go too deep with the reservoir actually. Let's see. I think, because I always go a little too crazy, which I will show you on one of my other plants. Like on one of my other plants, the reservoir is almost like half. Okay, I think that's already quite deep, to be honest. But I think we're going to go with that. Let's take a little bit out. Yeah, I think that is enough. Since we have such a lot of roots. I'm not going to trim the roots or anything crazy like that. I'm going to keep it as it is. And I basically need one more pot. So I'm actually fairly organized today. Yeah, I kind of like did a bit of an order with Soul Ninja, got some perlites which I've already washed. Actually, I want to use this one because that's just floating around. And I've already washed my pond, so yeah, what else did I buy from Soul Ninja? I really wanted to get some of those really tall. It's one thing I've noticed with the Soul Ninja pond is that you will find bits of bark in there. I think that they do add bark, so that's the difference between Soil Ninja's pond and Lechuza pond. And I mean, my plants they've not really shown any serious reaction to it. So, I don't know. They don't seem to be upset that there's bits of bark in there, which is interesting. So yeah, I like to add perlite just to kind of make it a little bit less heavy. And this creates a little bit more air pockets. And it also bulks up the pond a little bit. That's looking quite nice. Ooh, you know what, I'm just going to put all of it in. Why not? Perfect, I'm happy with that. Right, oh my goodness. Should I put some, I'm going to put some slow release, oh gosh, that fridge. I'm going to put some slow release fertilizer in here as well, because I want to do that with all of the plants that are one pon just throughout the winter. I'm not putting loads in. They're probably only going to last about 3 months. Oh, it says 8 to 9 months. Yeah, well. Okay. Well, they say 8 to 9 months, that's what it is. So yeah, I just put like a little sprinkling in there. I'm going to have a nice layer on the bottom. Can you see what's going on now? Yeah, I really love this plant, and oh my gosh, it almost broke my heart. When I started seeing yellowing leaves, I was just like, oh no, what have I done? But at the same time, I really don't want to have a super long trough in my home because my home is tiny. And I mean, the ideal situation would have been to have kept the larger leaves and just had 1 or 2 of them, you know. Is this a lot of roots actually? Should I trim these roots? No, I'm not going to. It's just that she's just about to push out a brand new leaf, and I just don't want to mess with that, you know. And then I'll put this one. Sorry, it's facing me at the moment. Yeah. Oh, I like it. Okay, let's see what can we do here. So we want them as far over to one side of the pot as possible so that it can creep that away. And then I want to try and keep the stems up as high as possible, I guess. Try my best. Okay, let's do it. Oh, the concentration. Yeah, I mean, this was on my list of plants that I want to spend special attention to and glow up this year. And yeah, I want to master this guy this year. Oh, this is not enough pon. Okay, we're gonna have to make up a little bit more, which is gonna be tricky. Maybe will you just stay like that? Will you? I think it might just stay like that whilst I'm mixing up. Oh, quite liking this pond situation actually. Okay, let's mix up some more. I'm really loving this vessel as well. So let me know, guys, do you have this plant? And I mean, what do you do when it comes to propagating it? Have you found like a really good method of, you know, chopping? Or do you, I've actually seen some YouTubers where their plant has literally in the pot just turned on its own. Is that a thing? Should I have just waited for that to happen maybe? I don't know. And I'm going to put a little bit of slowly, it's not too much. Oh my gosh, I can't even open it. Yeah, I'm going to be doing a lot more research on this guy. And I actually want to do, I still need to do my Philodendron wish list. Should I do that now, actually? Do a bit of an impromptu wish list. I could do, actually. I'll grab my phone just now. Let me get it. There's not a crazy amount of philodendrons on my wish list. But let's see what we've got. Okay, right. So the first is the Patriciae. Is that how you say it? Patricia. So the Philodendron Patricia, which kind of reminds me a bit of it's kind of like a combination of the Anthurium Winlengrii when it's really mature. Like it's got those ribs, and maybe the Veitchii, but probably more like the Winlengrii. I don't know why I'm talking about Anthuriums at the same time. I will put some images up just so that you can see what that plant looks like. But I mean, philodendrons are really easy. And the one thing that I have kind of noticed is that they're quite tolerant actually of cooler temperatures. I've got quite a few philodendrons out in my hallway, and yeah, they seem to be doing pretty well. Like, yeah, they're doing really well. Like, I'm really quite surprised at that. And I think some of them can kind of tolerate lower lighting. Don't hold me to that, but I've definitely noticed that they can cope with the lower temperatures. Oh, she's slipping. Which is great for me, because I do want, like, what I've noticed is in the winter, like, I'm having to move a lot of my plants into this room because this is the warmest room. So the ones that are in the hallway, although the hallway is what is going on here? Yeah, although the hallway is really lovely and bright in the summer and also in the winter, but for quite a limited amount of time, it gets very cold out there. So it would be nice to kind of start thinking about plants that can stay there like kind of full term, and that I'm not having to move things around for them. And then I've got some other philodendrons that I'm actually going to remove from my collection. So although I have a number of philodendrons on this list, they will be taking place of some of my other philodendrons that I no longer want. Okay, so who else is on this list? Okay, so I've got the Dean McDowell on here and the El Choco Red. Now, I think, if I'm not mistaken, is the Dean McDowell a crawler? Let me just have a look. Yeah, so that's right. So I really love the kind of big pillowy leaves of the Dean McDowell, but it's a crawler, so I'm actually not going to include that. That was on last year's list, and that will not be kind of going over to 2024's list. But the El Choco Red is a climber, so I'm thinking the El Choco Red. Let me show you some images of that. Gorgeous plant. This one is the plant that has the red on the back, which I'm really, really keen to have, because I've got a couple of plants with red backs. I have actually not many, and I do really love that look. So I've got a begonia, the polka dot one, maculata, which has these gorgeous red backs. And I have one other plant, which is my Stramanthe, the prayer plant one. I think they could call it Trio Star. Yeah, I have those two plants with red backs, but that's it. And I would love to have another plant with, I mean, check it out. It really is a gorgeous, gorgeous plant. Who else is on my list? I think I've completed this job. and she's looking so cute. Oh, I just love it. I'm really happy. Let me just put the camera up so I can show you what she's looking like. Sorry, I still cut my head off, but doesn't she look adorable? Oh my goodness, I love that. And they're both crawling in the right direction, so they'll be going this way. Oh, I'm really happy with this job. I'm so happy. Okay. Yay. So the next little job that I have. Yeah, so I'm thinking I'm going to get this one out upon. We've got 2 plants in here actually. There's a little baby. I don't know if I'm going to separate her. But yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Since I'm getting such great results with the pond, and this vessel is definitely too small. Where was I on my list? Okay, the next plant is the Majestic, and I actually can't remember what the Majestic looks like. Let me just have a look. Oh yes. Okay, it's all coming back to me now. So the Philodendron Majestic, wow. This plant is so cute. I love that it has this, like when you look at the detail of the leaf, it's kind of got this camouflage about it. It's also a climber, so we love that. Another climber. I really want this plant. Oh my goodness, who is it? I was watching Wild Fern. She has this plant. Oh my gosh, and I think it was on her list of plants that she did. She glowed up this past year in 2023, or is it that she wants to glow it up? Can't remember exactly, but her plant looks amazing as it is already. So if she can make that plant look any better than it is already, then go girl. Just keep doing what you're doing. Do I really want to? Oh yeah, I'm gonna put it in here. Yeah, so I love the big pillowy leaves. I mean, obviously, I don't know, I've not seen this plant on sale anywhere. Maybe it's something that it might be my very first like international import. So, yeah, maybe I'll, you know, try and speak to a friend and see if they want one as well, or if they want to do an order with me and they can order whatever they want. But yeah, maybe that's going to be the way forward. Like, I've just not seen them online here in the UK, so I'm going to have to do a little bit of research to find one of those. But I would really love to get my hands on one of those, even if it's just like a small baby plant like this one. Anything. I'll be very happy. Very happy indeedy to have that plant. And then the last one on my plant, on my 2024 Philodendron plant list, is the Gigas. Now, I recently chopped up my Melonochrysum. I have been growing a Melonochrysum for about, I'd like to say, a year and a half. And I've chopped that plant so many times that I've created at least 10, 20 plants from that one plant, and I've given bits away, and like literally I've put plants out on the pavement. And I mean, the one thing that I have just struggled with that plant is spider mite and thrips, and it can bring a whole collection down, you know. And I've also struggled a lot with sizing up the leaves. Like, it tends to, like, if it does go through a bit of trauma, just a little bit of trauma, like it gets a pest, like, you know, and you treat it, no matter how quickly you get to it and treat it, it'll just then throw out a couple of dodgy leaves. And, you know, I've tried so many ways of making that plant as comfortable as possible, but yeah, it just hasn't done well for me. So I also have looked at other plant growers on YouTube, and they're pretty much all saying the same thing. So I'm just going to clean this little guy up. Look how tiny and cute this one is. So adorable. Yeah, and I haven't seen one person online that has this plant in a great healthy, like, sizing up. Just not in this country, certainly not in the UK. Let me know if you know of any YouTubers, even if they are in a different country. I'd love to be able to just see one plant. I'd just like to see it in someone's home where it is sizing up, and that it's not throwing out small leaves and then you're having to wait 4 leaves later, you'll get like a larger one. Sorry, you're just looking at a bunch of roots right now. Okay, I think that's pretty good. I'm going to take this over to the sink and give it a bit of a rinse. Now, as you can see here on this plant, we've got a lot of stem going on. And in the past, I've had quite a bad reaction from cutting, but since these 2 leaves are not looking so hot, I'm just going to go ahead and chop it anyway. But I am going to use a really clean knife, and then I won't have to wash all of these roots, which is great. So, I mean, those are going to be, sorry, let me put the camera up a little bit. So what I'm thinking is that I want to chop the plant about here, and then this will be its root system. Or maybe I should keep these roots as well and chop it there. I think that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. So I do have a knife. Well, let me just clean this area up just a little bit. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so I was talking about the Philodendron gigas and went completely off track and started talking about Melonochrysum. Yeah, so getting back to that story. So yeah, like, apparently the gigas is kind of more, what would be the word? Stable, maybe. Beautiful. That's a lovely clean cut. Check that out. Very happy with that. I'm going to just plonk that in here. Oh, I didn't put any images up. So yeah, check out the gigas. Really cute plant. And yeah, I mean, there are from what I can see, there's that slight difference with the top of the, like, where the top of the leaf meets the petiole is kind of slightly rounder compared to the Melonochrysum. The Melonochrysum is more heart-shaped. But I quite like the shape. It'll be a different type of shape to have in my collection. So I'm just kind of like taking off these sheaths before getting it wet. And actually this is going to have to callus over as well. I'm just going to take this to the sink very quickly. But yeah, so that's the gigas. Okay, so I am back with the plant. The roots came out really lovely and clean. I do just want to remove some of these kind of sheaths. And daydream about my new philodendron. So I've been really kind of thinking about placement and environment more with my collection, and I will be slimming down parts of my collection. Like, I do want to remove some of the philodendrons. And then there's, yeah, so the area that's in my hallway, I really want to redesign that section. Hope you can see what I'm doing. You probably can't actually. If I turn it this way. Okay, that's better. Yeah, so the hallway now, I'm going to like really concentrate on putting plants that can survive in the winter as well as the summer, so that I don't have to move everything around and have all the plants in this room. And yeah, like I was saying earlier, like I've just noticed that a lot of the philodendrons out there are very content, but they're not overly happy, but they're still pushing out new leaves. And I did like a little bit of a read up on philodendrons. Well, I was actually looking just at plants that can tolerate lower temperatures. And the philodendrons came quite high up there on the list, which was quite interesting. You can see that there's a little bit here as well. Hopefully we can get rid of that. Yeah, I just don't want anything to rot once it's in the pond. So the cleaner I can get it, the better, really. Okay, yeah, back to redesigning my hallway. So I want to put, there's a couple of my jungle cactus that I think could survive out in the hallway. And I might just do a little try. Well, I mean, they've been in this room for most of the winter, so I'll probably wait for another month before putting it in the hallway. I know that my linearis would actually appreciate lower temperatures. I just don't know how low, so I need to do a little bit more research on that one. There are some other jungle cactuses that I would love to buy this year, but I will be doing that in a separate video. Maybe on a care day when I'm taking care of my jungle cactus and ripsalis and everything. Ooh. And yeah, so I want to put like a new shelving. I mean, I've taken actually one of the shelves away from the hallway, and that's currently in my bedroom. I'll put up a photo so you can see what my hallway is currently looking like. And I mean, there's not a lot of plants out there. I also have a shelf, maybe I'll put up a photo of that as well, that's directly under the window, a southeast facing window, and that's like where all my succulents are. And I think I've got some peperomias there. Yeah, I think I've got two, peperomia Hope, and I don't actually know the name of the other one. If you know, let me know. If you know, let me know. Yeah, I've not really looked it up. It was actually a cutting, and I think it was just a leaf. Yeah, it was a rescue. I just saw it floating about in a bin, and I just thought, you know what, I'm going to take that. So yes, and they seem to be very happy out there. I think that's probably as good as I am going to get it, but I got off most of it. I mean, there are just little areas here and there. Sometimes just, you know, using your fingernails is the easiest. Yeah, so I think that's probably as clean as I'm going to get it. I'm going to let this callus over. I'm actually going to use cinnamon. We've got some cinnamon on the end there. And I think I will just plonk it back into this vessel, which I feel is going to be perfect. Look how much space it's going to have. That's amazing. I'm really happy with that. And I also want to put the little pup back in with it. That way I'm not having to take care of two plants. So she is going to just chill there. I have been off camera for, I would say, about 20 minutes. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and pot this up. I mean, this bit shouldn't be in the pond anyway, so it can just callus over, carry on callusing over on top of the pond. So I've got some lecker balls at the bottom. I like to put lecker balls at the bottom so that I can create a reservoir. Someone did ask me recently why I use no drainage. I actually started using no drainage when I first went on holiday after having, you know, quite a substantial amount of plants to take care of. And I was gone for 2 weeks. So I was looking at no drainage pots. I was looking at those self-watering pots and I was like, how is that any different to just making a reservoir in a non-drainage? I mean, yeah. So it was mostly for that reason that I kind of started using this method. And I've just found that certain plants really do love it. I don't have all of my plants in non-drainage. I do have some plants with drainage holes. But I have found that it works pretty well for me. When I'm home, well, obviously when I go away, I kind of make sure that the reservoir, I think that's good. Yeah, I kind of make sure that the reservoir has at least a nice amount of water in the bottom so that whilst I'm gone, the plants will be happy and taken care of. Okay. It's pretty good. So it's going to be crawling this way. Actually, if I turn it this way, then you get to see the pretty side. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, and I just find this non-drainage thing works quite well for me. I mean, obviously I have had to adjust my care with watering. Like I don't water in the same way as I did when I had soil plants. So that's my fridge that's just decided to start buzzing in the background. Waiting for that fridge to stop buzzing. It's so annoying. Okay, it's just gonna take its time, so I may as well just carry on. Oh, I haven't put the little guy in yet. Maybe I should do that. Yeah, what was I saying until my fridge distracted me? Now I'm completely like forgot where I was going with this whole thing. Oh yeah, so yeah, my non-drainage situation. Yeah, that's where we're at basically. That's why I do the things that I do. Okay. Okay, I do want to put the little guy in. Where am I going to put this little one? I think I'll just pop it in there. I will need to make a nice hole. Oh, hang on. We need those roots inside, please. Yeah, these roots are actually quite long. And I probably should have put them a little deeper. At this stage, I don't even know which way this one is crawling, so there's that. But at least it's with its mummy. I think it's going to be more comfortable this way. Okay, I think that's pretty good. And I like the fact that the stem is on top. The pond actually seems to be working so much easier than when I would do a repot with soil. It'd always take a little while for the plant to kind of start standing up on its own. I'd have to put sticks in, and I mean, look at this. This is amazing. It's just completely molded. Oh, I love it. Check that out. It already looks healthier. I really hope that it's, well, this end is going to callus over. I really hope that it doesn't lose too many leaves after that cut. I will keep you updated on that, but I'm really, really happy. Oh, and the new leaf now has got like some space to go. Look at all this space. 2 Gloriosums. I'm so happy with them. They're both looking really pretty. Yeah, I'm really happy. Oh, what else did we do? Okay, so I didn't get around to doing the Scindapsus because this turned into a whole Philodendron thing. I'll just do that another time. It's not an urgent job. They're all perfectly fine. The 2 plants are perfectly fine. And yeah, thanks so much for hanging out, and I hope that you enjoyed the video. Do let me know what you thought of my wish list, Philodendron wish list plants for 2024. Do you share any of the same? I'm going to let you guys go. If you did enjoy the video, please do give me a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Yes, and enjoy the rest of your day. I will see you here again very soon. Until then, bye.